fake updates or steal the credentials.
So I was reading some of your stuff, and it talks about breaking into physical locations and things. So it's not just electronic. Like how would you guys do things like that?
Yeah, so we break in physically to companies to get access to their information. So how many of you at your company, if we could put computer 4 on both screens, please. How many of you at your company use keys to get in? Or cards? How many use cards? The largest provider of access card technology in the world is a company called HID. And right here on stage, we have an HID reader. So you put the card in front of the proximity reader, and it reads the card, right? On the screen, you could see I have the site ID and card ID. And that's all the attacker needs to know. Does anybody in the audience have a HID card that I could use for this demo rather than using my own? Great. That was quick. That's fantastic. Now, HID has a bunch of different technologies. Make sure this is actually HID. I can't tell. Let's actually pass it to the reader. That's not a HID card. That's like MyFair or something. Does anybody have a card that says HID on it? If you could walk it up to stage. Okay, let me see. Right? That looks, oh, perfect. That looks like a HID card perfectly. So what we're going to do is take this gentleman's card. Oh. It's strange. It's not reading this card. Oh, no, there it goes. Okay, so when I place this gentleman's card here, you see that the site ID is 5 and the card ID is 64014. That's all the bad guy would need to have to clone the card to get into any door this gentleman could get into. So I was tasked with breaking into a major bank. This major bank was in a very large metropolitan city. They were in a 30-story skyscraper, and the building had armed security, and to get into the building itself, you had to use a HID card. But it was shared office suites. So every company in that skyscraper actually had a HID card to get in. Now this bank had a whole floor in this building, and they had another HID card that just worked for the bank. So I'm going to tell you the second step, then we'll go to the first step. So the second step is I'm actually on the floor of the bank, right? And I'll explain how I got there in a moment. And there's only one door I could access without having a HID card. What is it? Bathroom. So I hid out in the restroom in the stall, and when some guy went to go to use the urinal, I stood next to him and stole his credentials, right? So how was I able to do that? I used this device called a Proxmark 3. And this device cost about $300. So when I was in the restroom, did I actually stand next to this guy and hold this and try to get close? No. I think somebody would actually jump back. That'd be a little bit suspicious. So what I was able to do was I took the device to read the card, and I put it into this laptop sleeve. This looks fair. If somebody is next to you at a line at Starbucks or in the restroom, you're not going to jump back. So if I take this gentleman's card, and for a second, that's all it takes, just to get that close for a second. Now I take this device out, and now I put it into play mode. Computer 4 on both screens. Now we take the device, and it's the same card ID and site ID. So this card and this device is the same. Again, device, and then the card. So this will open the same door. So that's how I was able to actually get into the actual banking offices. But how was I able to breach the building itself? So what I did is I called the leasing office of this property, and I said, I'm looking to lease office space. I need to make a decision in the next 48 hours. Can I set up an appointment? The very next day, I'm at the building, and this young lady from the leasing department is taking me on a tour of the skyscraper. And she's showing me empty offices, and we're negotiating price, which I really can care less about. And then I asked her, I go, how many keys do we get to the offices? And she goes, oh, no, sir. We don't give you keys. We give you cards. And she points to her hip, and she has a HID card dangling from her hip right here. And I said, oh, can I check that out? So I go, I had never seen those before. So she hands it to me. I take a quick look. I just hand it back. And I say, you already got it, right? Yeah, so what she didn't know is in my daily planner, I had a device that reads all HID protocols. So I basically was able to steal the leasing agent, who, by the way, has access to everything, simply by her handing me her card for less than 2 seconds. So with this device, it's kind of cool. So if I take a blank card right here, 001001, I'm going to do that again. 001001, and then I take this device, I hit one button, and now this card becomes a clone of that gentleman's. Whoops, let me do it again. I'm having a problem with that reader. Right. Let's try it again. Huh. Let me clear this. Today's not a good day for demos. One moment. Yeah. Okay. 1 second. I have many of these as backups. So we're going to take his card. We'll read it. Jeez. And now I take this blank card. Then what we're going to do is we're going to write it. Now this should be the same. No. Could be the card. All right. One more try. Okay, that's some random data. So we're going to try writing. Finally. Oh, my God. So, apologize. So if we take the gentleman's card here, and we take the clone card here, and now this is the same. So I was able to use the clone card to go through the parking lot, up the freight elevator, to the floor, get into the hideout in the restroom, use that device to actually clone a bank employee's card, and then I was able to get into the building. So that's how we're able to defeat physical security by using these proximity devices. So let me give you back your card, sir. Who gave me the 80?
And as a thank you, we'll mail you a little gift. So if you can just give your address where the
Thank you
card
very
will go
much.
to.
Oh, here's your backup. Thank you. Yeah, there you go.
So Kevin, that really is pretty Ocean's 11-like. I mean, I remember seeing that in the movies. I didn't realize it was happening in real life. So
right. I mean, and we use this all the time when we're doing physical pen testing. In fact, that reader in the restroom, we've replaced with these devices that could read the card from 3 feet away. So not 3 inches away, 3 feet. So if we really quickly put this on camera, this device, right? Now, we get further away. Now we could read the card ID and the side ID from a much further distance. So this is the type of tradecraft that we use when we're actually breaking in physically into our clients' facilities.
ransomware seems to be making